Right, shalom, shalom. No, we the Hebrew Israelites coming out here to prophesy downfall of America, uprising of Israel. America is Babylon, modern day Babylon, spiritual Egypt, Sodom. And Israel is because there's so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans scattered across the world, mainly core here in Babylon. So we always give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makak, and Dash. Giving all praises to those names, Ka'Allah, we say in the Hebrew, uplifting those names. Yahweh, he is to be. He exists. He's the Father of spirits. His Son, Yahweh Shai, he's saved, which is making his second return. And in the Holy Spirit, we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, and the bishops, a great millstone. Much salutation, brothers, teach word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, Most High will. Sincere spirits out there, contrite, turning back to the Most High, men, women, children, blessings. Gonna get right into it. We're gonna go into little Christianity. It's dead. It's really holding no weight. It's on the last leg out, man. It's a lot of scriptures that prove that. We'll start with Deuteronomy, I think that's 29, maybe 29. Got to keep the law for generations and generations. Let's see what's there. Yeah, Deuteronomy 29 and 29. It says, the secret things belong unto the Lord our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and our children forever. How they revealed? Through the prophets, through the holy men that the Lord deals with, speaks to. From generation, well, it's going to say, it says, and to us and our children, not the world, forever. Most High never lies. This is forever. We're keeping the commandments. And we're going to keep them perfectly in the kingdom. We're not in the second covenant, where we still rehearsing the righteous acts, man. We still trying to get ourselves together to our best of our ability. It says that we may do all the words of this law, man, forever. That's forever, man. It didn't say, there's going to be a coming time where you don't have to, well, we're going to become the law in the kingdom. Law is going to be put in our inward parts. So to back that up too, in the New Testament, we can go to John and 5 and 7 and see what Yahweh Shai said. Because a lot of Christians think Yahweh Shai, he came to liberate people from the law, and you can do anything that you want to do. Do as thou will. That's that Aleister Crowley shit. That's that party spirit. That's that, not no accountability spirit, free spirit, they call it. It says we are prisoners of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, you got it? First John? No, St. John 5 and 7. I do have it. All right, go ahead.
This is St. John chapter 5, verse 7. The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man. When the water is troubled, to put me into the pool. But when I come another stepping down before me,
go before that. Yeah, you can go all the way up to the first verse.
Verse 1. St. John chapter 5, verse 1 and down. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Yahweh Shai went up to Jerusalem.
Yep. So he's still going up to Jerusalem. Keep the feast. He kept the Passover. He got circumcised the 8th day. Why is Yahweh Shai keeping the law still? Go ahead.
Now there it is at Jerusalem by the sheep market and pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches.
Go ahead.
In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the movement of the water.
Go ahead.
For an angel went down at a certain season to the pool and troubled the water Whosoever the first after troubling of the water stepped it was made whole or whatsoever disease he had.
Yeah,
Disease he had.
So it was an angel that troubled the waterbed who would step in there and would heal their diseases or whatever ailment they had. Go ahead.
And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years.
He had an infirmity, man. Go ahead.
When Yahushua saw him lie and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he had said unto him, "Wilt thou be made whole?"
Would thou be made whole? Go ahead.
The opposing man answered him, "Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled.
Yep.
To put me into the pool."
Because he was had an ailment. Yep. Brothers on the comment board, brothers and sisters on the comment board, tune in, Shalom. Go ahead.
But while I'm coming, another stepping down before me.
Yep.
Yahushua answered unto him, "Rise, take up thy bed and walk."
Take up thy bed and walk. Go ahead.
And immediately the man was made whole.
He was immediately made whole. Go ahead.
And took up his bed and walked, and on the same day was the Sabbath.
And what same way was the Sabbath? But go ahead.
The Jews therefore said unto him, that was carried, it is the Sabbath day. Is it not lawful for thee to carry thy bed?
Yeah, to carry thy bed, you know. And Yahushua said, go ahead.
And he answered, he that made me whole, that saved, said unto me, take up thy bed and walk.
So he put on Yahushua like he's the one that told me to do this. Go ahead.
Then asked they him, what man is that which said unto thee, take up thy bed and walk?
Go ahead.
And he that was healed. Okay. And he that was healed wist not who it was, for Yahushua had conveyed himself away, a multitude being in that place.
So Yahushua healed him on the Sabbath. And did you get to 7 yet?
Yeah, I got that 7.
Okay. Okay. What does 7 say? Go back to 7.
The opposing man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool, but while I'm coming, another stepping down before me.
Okay.
And Yahushua said unto rise, take up thy bed and walk.
And then what does it say after that? They don't say sin no more.
Yeah, it's 14 he does say
that.
Yeah,
okay. Go ahead. 14.
Afterward, Yahushua found him in the temple and said unto him, behold, thou art made whole.
You are made whole, because he was probably going through that element because he did something. He sinned. He was paying for something that he did. But what Yahushua say?
Sin no more. Sin
no more. Or go ahead.
Lest a worse thing come unto thee.
If he sin again, a worse thing is going to come up on him. So if sin is transgression of the law. Go ahead, get that. So I think I've got it's 1 John 3 and 4. So what is sin? We're going to read what sin is. Yahushua says, sin no more. So there's a law. He was telling them to keep the law.
This is 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law.
He committed sin. He transgressed the law. And Yahushua told him to sin no more. Go ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
It's the transgression of the law. So he says sin no more, or a worse thing will happen to you. So you can't sin. You can't just sin, man. What is sin? Transgression of law. What is transgression of law? Whatever's opposite of what the law says to do. Which is said, you know, even going back to the simple 10, laws that of Moses. Thou shalt not kill, steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, covet, thou shalt not worship other gods, So go ahead and then go to one more account of John 8:11. So even that last scripture, they say, well, when you're making your bed, you got to lie in it. Just like if you go commit adultery and somebody blow your brains out, well, you got to lie in that case that you caused to happen. You went after this man's wife. Or she might have seduced you, but you gotta be like, hey, if you got a husband, I can't deal with you. Go ahead.
This is St. John chapter 8, verse 11. She said, "No man, Lord." And Yahweh said,
go before that. Okay.
Oh, okay, 10.
Yeah, just the when you started. The one that they. Yeah, start from one.
This is St. John chapter 8, verse 1 and down. Yahweh went up to the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again to the temple, and all the people came unto him and sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery.
Yep.
And when they had,
they was probably just, how strict they were. They would probably put them, hey, come with us, man. That's how rough they were, man. Like, probably call them names and say, you slut, come with us. Go ahead.
And when they had set her in the midst,
they set her in the midst. Now look, go ahead.
They said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act.
So they're mocking him, really, because they're going to go a little further with it. Go ahead.
Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned.
Yeah, so they was trying to figure out what Yahweh Shai was going to do with the matter. Because this woman's supposed to be stoned. She was caught in the very act we saw with our own eyes. There's no hearsay stuff. Go ahead.
But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him.
Moses said this, that she be put to death. But what do you say? Like Yahweh Shai is making up his own stuff. Go ahead.
This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahweh Shai stooped down with his finger, wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not.
He heard them not. Like he didn't even ask them. Like, let me show y'all something, man. Go ahead.
So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto him, to them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
Yeah. Because they probably didn't, they committed adultery before. They probably was trying to get with her, and she said no, and then they'd be like, oh, we caught you in adultery then. Or spying on her and like, oh shit. She talking about she got a husband or she ain't messing with men. She must have a husband. And they be like, oh, now she's sleeping with a dude. Let's go to Yahweh Shai, see what he say about this. Go ahead.
And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground.
He wrote on the ground. Go ahead.
And they which heard it, being convicted by their own consciences.
He probably wrote one of the woman's name they committed adultery with. Who knows? They don't say what he wrote. That Go ahead.
Went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahweh Shai was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst.
The woman standing in the midst. So they all like, man, yeah, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? They all got ghosts, man, pretty much. And it was just Yahweh Shai and the woman. Go ahead.
But Yahweh Shai had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman. He said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers?
Yeah. Where they at? Go ahead.
Hath no man condemned thee?
Go ahead.
She said, No man, Lord. And Yahweh Shai said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Yeah. Because what did it say too? A man shall be convicted in his own heart. So they was like, man, yeah, I ain't gonna stone this woman because I'm messed up too. And then, but what did it end? He say? He said, sin no more to the woman. Same thing he said to the dude, man. So that's not applicable to be free to sin, man. No. So we're gonna go to like these churches believe. Matthew 7 and 12. I got that. Matthew 7 and 12, it says, Therefore all things whatsoever you would do that men should do to you, that you let me read it again. Therefore all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them. But this is the law and the prophets. That's what the prophets were teaching. The law was teaching. What did it say in Moses' law? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. From who? Your brethren. Was Most High mad at David for slaying his 10,000s? You know what I'm saying? The Philistines? No, he committed adultery. Did the Most High, he told us to take over the Canaanites. Was he worried about them? Was that a sin? No, he's talking about your own brother, man. We couldn't even take a hold of Esau, man. He said, Most High said, don't even touch Esau, man. Because this is my program. But it says, so the law, he goes back to the law and the prophets. There's no division. There's no different God. You know, there's no different standards except the sacrifice of, human sacrifice that came through Yahweh Shai. You know, and if you know, Israel, sometimes, a lot of times they forgot the law. That's why it says, if you forget the law, Most High forget. Go to that Hebrews 6:4-6. We forgot the law because we was following these customs. Just like Israel is in a state today, a Gentile state of mind. They say, well, we don't know if that's right or wrong. Well, let's go back to the Bible. Well, that's old.
They be like a man wrote that book.
Yeah, man wrote the book. Yeah, and these are common laws. Like, you could go try to commit adultery out there and have a man chasing your ass down with a machete, man, or a gun. And you be like, you can't ask the Lord what's wrong with shit. Why he do that? Or if you go steal out of a store, they're gonna arrest your ass. I don't care if it's a candy bar or it's some grapes that you go around eating at the store, man. They're gonna be like, get this woman and this man or woman out of here. That's stealing. Go ahead. And Jake might think it's a small thing, like, man, why? But you taking somebody else's property. So you can't say, why did I go to jail? They're gonna be like, why did they take you to jail? Jake might say, oh, over some grapes. Yeah, it's petty, but it's still taking somebody else's property. You still got to pay for it, or they didn't take you to jail, but they just threw you out the store. That's what we do today. Commit adultery, you out the camp. We don't put you to death. So those standard of those laws still apply, man. Some level. Go ahead.
This is Hebrews chapter 4:6. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein.
Hosea for a second. Hosea for sure, like another. Yeah. So, and a lot of times when we is under the heathen customs, like the Greek custom and all that, we'll find the book of the law in the temple, and we be like, oh shit, we got to take down the shrines. We got to, remove the groves. We got to get back to the law. That's what we saying now. Like, man, a lot of these laws are coming, man. Like a lot of these laws that Jake know already. Jake know he ain't supposed to sleep with another man's woman. You know you ain't supposed to kill your brother. You learn that when you're young. Go ahead.
This is Hosea chapter 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge, man. Lack of the knowledge of the Holy Spirit, man. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
See, they rejected knowledge. Go ahead.
I will also reject thee.
Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Yeah, because we are supposed to be priests. We had an order of priesthood through the Levites, and certain oracles of the law and certain magistrates, whatever, set up as a whole family of Israel. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hast forgotten thy law, thy power.
See, you forgot the law of your power. You can forget the law. Some of us still, you could slip on the Sabbath day. Like, oh shit, it's the Sabbath. Even in the truth. Then you repent and you say, Lord, forgive me. Let me get my shit tighter, man. So you best believe the Israelite Gentiles forget the law. They like, I didn't know we couldn't do that. I thought we could do this. If a woman cry at you and stuff, and she's telling you her husband got abused and beat her, and she come with a black eye crying, she cannot spend a night and chill with you, and then y'all get to drinking and y'all lay down with each other, then you might, and then the Lord approach you or something. You're gonna be like, well, Lord, she cried unto me. I didn't know, we got drunk. You're gonna like, well, hey son, don't do that no more. Separate from this woman. He might even tell you to return this woman back to her husband. Some men can't do that. They be like, man, I can't do that, Lord. He gonna want to kill me. But now, Most High say, do that and let's see what the matter is. Man might forgive you, let you live, and then you don't do that shit no more. You know? But it's a consequence for that, man. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
Yeah, you forget the law. And the Most High for going to forget you and your children, man. So what are we doing? We were stirring up the law in our people. We're bringing back up the law. Remember this? Remember how the judgment of Moses by 2 or 3 witnesses, how we got stoned? Remember that? Look how much mercy you have not going through that. But we're gonna hold you accountable, man. You don't have to get stoned, but you're definitely gonna get counseled. That's mercy right there. I'd rather get counseled 10 hours before I get stoned and shit. So that's what the mercy is, man. Shalom, brothers and sisters on the coming board. So you can't forget the law, man. Matthew 5 and 18. Let's see what that says. Now that's why they were saying they was coming back to Yahushua saying, "What do you say, Yahushua?" Because back in the because they thought he was trying to change the law. What do you say? Well, is it? Let's say your brother he's having let's say you know how to perform open heart surgery and your brother's having a heart attack, but it's the Sabbath. You're gonna let your brother die? Is somebody gonna be on the wayside saying, "Hey, bro, we ain't supposed to, perform any works on the Sabbath"? That means you hate your brother, because hey, life is more than death, man. That's what Yahushua was trying to tell them. Everything was amounting to death back then. That's why I said death reigned from Adam to Moses. Everything is about kill that man. Oh, he's doing that, kill him. Stone him. They was going to take out Hannah. What is that? Susanna, I think. And Daniel had to come in and judge the matter. She was going to get, stoned and all that. What was Paul talking about when he was Hebrews, that he was encouraged them in a synagogue to be beaten and all that and put to death? Because that's how that's how driven the Jews was about the law. If they said that, hey, you come to the Jews and the law back in the time of the Romans, some of them were like strict like hell like that, and then you say, hey, this is a woman, this is a man or woman, they sincere. What is your lacking? Well, I've been eating swine all my life and all that, and, I have committed adultery. Well, we ain't dealing with that shit. Like you can't, like they couldn't be fixed, like they couldn't be forgiven. That's why one of the greatest things that Yahushua did was forgive Israel for their sins. Now you can get it right. Now you can work on yourself. It says, what was Matthew 5 and 17. Yeah, 5 and 17. Okay. Yeah, it says, okay, yeah. Think not, this is Yahushua in his words, that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not to become to destroy the law, but fulfill. But verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one little tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. And the law is not all fulfilled yet in us. We're still working on ourselves. It says rehearse the righteous acts. We're still doing it. But it says also, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. So that's what they were doing too. They were teaching men strict about not stealing and putting men to death, getting them stoned, but they were doing the same thing because they hold themselves in high regard. Like, nah, well, I'm a priest, I could do this. You can't do it, but I could do it. You know, that's why I said do as they say and not as they do, man. Because they were saying the right things, but they wasn't doing the right thing. It says, "But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." If you do them and you keep them, if you say it and you keep it, you're gonna be great in the kingdom. You know. When we say best of our ability, all that stuff is we talking about nicks and crannies and all that. Let's say you don't need the money, you could pay your rent, and your boss tell you to come in on the Sabbath, and you just come in because you want to be a nigga or something. That's unlawful, man. But if you like, my boss won't let me off, you know. If the Sabbath is if like a Day of Atonement, Passover, you know, you could plan ahead and tell your boss, I'm gonna definitely need this day off. It's a great event. Even if your boss say, well, you know what, you don't have no days left. Well, hey, I gotta use that one. I just won't get paid for that day. But you gotta pay your rent. But you still have faith and believe. But hey, man, some brothers have to work on the Sabbath. No, those type of things, man. That's why I said judge no man in the new moon, because some brothers have to work on the Sabbath. That don't mean don't keep the new moon, don't keep the Sabbath. We're talking about Yahweh Shai is talking about people that keep the law, man. Like, don't be too hard on them. That's why he went. They say go to the Jew first, and then the Gentile, man. You got something?
Oh yeah, Matthew 15:8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth.
Yep, that's what they say. They do it. Say it all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna get just like people when they pass care. Yeah, I'm gonna get with y'all. I'm gonna catch up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out there one day. You know, I'm gonna get myself together, and they never do. Not saying that you know we Yahweh Shai personally ourselves, but we represent the body and the work and the ministry of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. So that's what they were doing, putting off Yahweh Shai daily, man. And it says don't do that. Go ahead.
These people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, the Christians say they love the Lord, but when you say you gotta get on highways, byways, no, I don't know if I can do that. Or they say, hey, you gotta quit eating that swine, man. Bro, that's the best meat in the world. Shit. I've been eating swine since I was born. Like, damn, you can't let go of swine. And then they get kind of argumentative with you and say, well, hey, they don't tell us that we can't eat swine in the Bible. Why are they so hooked up on this swine? They fighting for this shit. Like Kelly said, I'm fighting for my life to eat swine, man, a bottom feeder, and all the rest of those bottom feeders, crab, lobster, and all that. It's like, what are these people doing, man? Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, their heart is far from the Most High. Their mind, because they don't want to do it. It's called obedience, man. They don't want to be obedient. It even says in the scriptures that there's some children disobedient to their parents. That's going off, man. You're supposed to obey your parents. Shit, if they tell you something that just like, you know, that, hey, I want you to take out the garbage every day. I want you to do the dishes every day. They want you to do 3 things in a day. You be like, damn, that's too much. I go to school too. Well, under my household, that's what you're going to have to do until you start paying rent. And if you don't want to do that, well, guess what? They kick you out of the house, and they got a right to. If you don't want to obey them, you know? When you get your own apartment, your own place, you can do whatever you want to do. Did you pull something up, bro? You can go to Nehemiah 10:37. So That's what these churches don't understand. What do these churches do? Another thing they do, they follow the laws of the tithes. You know, they don't even proclaim themselves to be Levites. If you're in the Old Testament, that was according you give your tithes to the Levites. Moses was a Levite that gave children of Israel the law. So if you follow in the ways of Moses, you should be a Levite. Go ahead.
This is Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 37. And that we should bring the first fruits of our dough and our offerings and the fruit of all manners of trees.
The fruit of all manners of trees. Go ahead.
Of wine and of oil.
Wine of oil. Go ahead.
Unto the priests.
And to the priests. Not any Israelite. To the priest Israelite. The Levite. Go ahead.
To the chambers of the house of our power.
Go ahead.
And the tithes of the grounds unto the Levites.
And to the Levite. The Levitical priesthood, man. Go ahead.
That the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage.
Yeah. That the Levites, that means we had order. Now, in this present day, you think the Most High does things out of order? It's still in order. Even though that the Levitical priesthood got corrupted, there's still an order of a priestly priesthood. Genesis 14 and 20. Because these Christians, their thing is just they don't want to commit to being obedient. That's all that is. They just want to relax and do nothing, man.
And it's funny you say that because they always talking about, well, that was the old covenant, and it's like this John 3:16. They always, but God, he died for our sins, but like he said sin no more though.
Yeah. And
it's like these people still like they treat the Lord like they do what they want to do, basically. Yeah, they confess with their mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he died for the sins of the people, and he said sin no more, but they do sin. So it's like if you purposely like sinning, like Paul said, it is no longer him, it's sin that dwelleth in him. He understood what that means. He said, I'm paraphrasing, a righteous man, but sold under sin. Really. Most High will get that. Go ahead.
Verse again, 14.
Yeah, 14 and 20.
This is Genesis 14 and 20. And blessed be the Most High, Yahweh, which had delivered thy enemies into thy hand.
Yep.
And he gave them tithes of all.
Yep. So Abraham gave his tithes. Go ahead.
And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the purses and take the goods to thyself.
Yep. Go ahead.
And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh.
Yep.
The possessor of heaven and earth.
Possessor of heaven and earth. Go ahead.
That I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet. That I will not take anything that is thine.
Yep.
Least thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich.
Exactly. Go ahead. He don't want nothing from him. We don't want nothing from America, but our just due of our daily bread. Yeah. That's why you ain't supposed to steal from the place. Like, hey, let's go. Like these celebrities, when they get rich, they get the so-called white man. He could say, "I made them rich." They wouldn't have got rich. I got these niggas out the ghetto. I'm the one that made up their contract, paid them. I'm the one that sent them on tour, distributed their music. Without me, they would have still been niggas in the ghetto. So what are we doing? We don't have to do that, man. Keep your money, keep your fame and your riches. Go ahead.
Save only that which the young man have eaten, and the portion of the man which went with me. Aner, Esco, and Memory, let them take their portion.
Jump to 20. Did you get to 20?
20 was the titles. Most I gave the titles. Abram, that was 24 after he didn't want the shoe last year. Let's save only.
Yeah, there's an account where he gave Abraham gave portion to Melchizedek.
I was saying that was right there.
Oh, okay.
That was before that.
Okay, yeah, go jump before that. Got a little ahead.
Genesis 14 and 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread, wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Yahweh.
Go ahead.
And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High Yahweh, possessor of heaven and earth."
So basically, he gave tithes to Melchizedek, and all that he had, if I'm not mistaken. Melchizedek represented the everlasting priesthood, born without father and mother, So that means that, hey, we're taking after that priesthood. It said Yahweh Shai is going to come in the order of Melchizedek to let you know it's order in heaven, and it's still a priesthood. It's a spiritual priesthood, not all the physical touching of things, that the Levite was doing, like, the whole incremental dynamics of the Levite saying, hey, damn, you touch that, hey, you unclean, get out of here. Or, you leave something spotted, you unclean. But we do those things to the best of our ability now. What if your father told you to clean the house, and then you forgot that, you said, I got everything, and you forgot to take the backyard garbage out? He's gonna be like, damn, man. But he did a good job. He the whole house is clean. The father ain't gonna hold him accountable for that. He's trying. He did have the house clean. He just forgot to take out the backyard trash. And sometimes the backyard trash, his father was just including that to just, hey, part of his duties, but really, it didn't even really need to be taken out. So sometimes the Most High wink at stuff that, that we're not perfect in. That if he don't clean the house at all and he's just a damn lazy ass and playing video games all day, his father gonna be mad as hell at him, man. Get up. He falls asleep and shit. Like, hey, man, this is like, get up, man. Get out of my house. He's gonna kick him out right away. So that's the mercy the Most High is having on the elect through their trial, tribulation, through their efforts, through their mistakes. He's structuring them to get better. And then he'll mention it to him when he get home, like, yeah, you did everything good. You got to take out the trash, son, but hey, you're doing better though. Then his son gonna be like, damn, next time I'm gonna take out that trash. So that's what we do. These Israelite and Gentile state of mind, you know how long they've been fucking up and eating swine and being in that Gentile state of mind is just automatic now. So it takes time to unweave that stuff, man. And Yahweh Shai knew that. Why do you think he said it's wrong to even look upon a woman? That's even lust. Because don't even tempt yourself like that. He didn't say, nah, you could lust out that woman longer you want to. At least you don't touch her. Nah, if you look upon another man's wife, you lusting in your mind. That's where it starts at. That's where these seeds start at, man. Yep. Go to Luke 2:21. And then they said Abraham was a Canaanite or something. I don't know what these Christians be talking about, man. Get the hell out of here, man. What did they
20?
Yeah. Luke 2:21. What did they tell? What was told to Abraham and Lot? Hey, get out of Sodom. You know, what Most High do to Sodom? He destroyed that damn place, man, with fire and brimstone. Where's the loving God to forgive the Sodomites? Even to this day, even in Jude 1:7, it says that them will be an example of them that live ungodly after. This shall be an example as Sodom and Gomorrah, which rained brimstone, fire and brimstone, and avenging us of eternal fire. Most High didn't let up on that. He didn't say it's cool to be a Mo now. Nah, that's still in effect. And this whole place is a spiritual Sodom, so bombs are going to drop on all this whole place. What are we doing? We keeping the law. We telling you that's wrong. We warning you, like, hey, turn back, turn from your way, get under the spirit, get under the umbrella of the Most High. Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 2, verse 21. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcision of the child, his name was called Yahushua.
His name was called Yahushua. He was circumcised the 8th day. Why? If the Most High is telling our people, like, you are free from the law, why he sent his only begotten son to get circumcised the 8th day, man? And he was brought under governors and tutors, man, of Israel. He was a Judite. He wasn't a Christian. That wasn't his name. He was from the tribe of Judah, which is one of the tribes of the 12. Go ahead.
Which was so named of the age before he was conceived in the womb.
Before he was conceived in the womb. So he's going to come in after the get that scripture, coming in after the order of Melchizedek. Might have to look it up. Which means Melchizedek means Malak Tazadok, righteous king. Coming after the order of Melchizedek means we don't have to be born. That's why you know that Melchizedek was born without a father and mother, because he wasn't born of a priest, a carnal priesthood, of a Levite, of a Levitical priesthood. Because out of the loins of Levi came priesthood. The Levites, their children after them, Levites, holding the oracles, holding the priesthood of the Most High. Well, Melchizedek, after the order of him, he didn't come from, so to speak, no Levitical priesthood. He wasn't born out of the loins of a Levite, because he didn't have no father and mother. It makes sense. If that was the case, they would have been asking, what tribe are you from? Melchizedek. I know you got to be from one of the tribes of Israel, because that's who the Most High loves. And then it would have been after a carnal commandment. So you say, well, what about Yahushua? Well, that was already established with Melchizedek. That's who he was. So he could be born as Yahushua from the loins of a man, still representing the everlasting priesthood, still, being that priest to make us all priests, the elect. Go ahead.
This is Hebrews chapter 7. I'm gonna read that from 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
He sprang out of Judah. Offspring. Spring means from the seed line, from the sperma. Greek for sperm. When you in the springtime, everything produces. You get produce from your seed, your fruit. That's your bloodline. Go ahead.
Of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
Yeah, because it was going to be an everlasting priesthood. Something of the little Levitical priesthood didn't fulfill. That line of Adamites all the way to Seth, to Abel, and it says righteous Abel, and to all the way from to Abraham, to Isaac, and Jacob. That whole righteous lineage and generation, spirit is according to the Israelites, man. Even until Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai could have been born not of any of the tribes, man. And said, this is only my only begotten son. Well, what tribe? He's not from a tribe. But he was from the tribe of Judah, man. Go ahead.
And it's yet far more evident for that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there arose another priest.
There arise another priest. Go ahead.
Who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment.
Go back and read that order of Melchizedek real quick.
And it is yet far more evident for that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there arise another priest.
After the similitude of Melchizedek, there rise another priest, which is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment.
Which was of the Levites, because what did you have to do? You had to make a blood sacrifice for everything. An animal sacrifice. You had to make sure your lamb was unspotted. Like the apostle say, can you get an unspotted lamb today? Yeah. Do you have time to do that? You have a job 9 to 5. You know, it's expensive. You probably got to go out of the damn state or country, whatever. It's probably going to be all contaminated, the meat and all that. Whatever. You're not going to be able to keep the laws to the best. I mean, laws perfect, but to the best of your ability, you're able to. Go ahead.
Who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life.
Of an endless life, man. Because what was in the old commandment, the carnal commandment, you would die. You don't have to. You're not supposed to die, man. The spirit is eternal. You know, there's a judgment until like a ring, but the Israelites supposed to be immortal. Hell, Abraham only lived to what, 100 years old, though, you know? A little bit, I think a little bit after that, but he didn't get circumcised till, I think 99 or 100. But, you know, he didn't die too long after that. But we supposed to live like 1,000 years. What happened? You know?
Wages of sin.
Wages of sin, you know? Or what did it say? Sin is the wages of death, I think. But, you know, and then that's why, you know, Israel adds sin upon sin. That's why niggas are dying early. You know, that's why you got that saying, that curse saying that damn, I wonder, Ice Cube said, I wonder would I live to another 24. You know? Tupac died at 25. Biggie died around the same time. Easy died when he was like 20 something. That's a curse. And then if you grow old, shit, you can barely walk then, and you just tired of this place, man. Like, you know, it becomes bitter and shit, man. Like, all your grandkids, you don't like them no more and shit. You know. Well, sometimes they give you life and shit because there ain't no life left in this place. America means bitter, man. This is a bitter ass place. Job said, why not die from the womb, man? So we supposed to be full of life. We supposed to enjoy everything from the time we're born to the time we die. And literally, I mean, we ain't really supposed to die. But we do because, oh, you can get that. The wages of sin is death. That's why we die. Let's say you got a black man that robs a bank and he's running from the cops and he's loaded with a gun or whatever. And his mind state is already there. Like, damn, I'm on the run. His adrenaline is kicking in. He gonna be like, what I do, man? I'm just shoot at the cops. He gonna die. But he didn't have to die he didn't have to die that way. He could have avoided that. Or Jake put himself in a game, and then somebody roll up on him, and he's like, "Damn, what do you expect to happen? You can't just be out there and around your enemy. Some of them live a block away, a block over from each other.
Like next door neighbor.
Yeah. Like, what do you think you gonna run into your enemy at the store if you live a block over? What do you think he gonna do? Y'all gonna get into it? He gonna bust at you, whatever. Jake is almost like he's playing Russian roulette or something. And then he expect like he's like, damn man, why I get shot? Why these niggas tripping? You in that gang life, man. So that's the same thing. If we partake of what the Most High tell us not to partake of, what the Most High say you're gonna surely die if you eat of that tree of knowledge of good and evil, you're gonna surely die. The lie of the devil was you will not die. He flipped it. That's what he does with everything. He flips shit. Jake said that's not wrong to steal if I'm hungry. Well, yeah, if you're hungry, you could go in a man's house, kill him. You think a man ain't gonna fight you if you go in there and try to steal his stuff? And a lot of Jakes just blast at you as soon as you step in and come through the window. What do you expect to happen, man? Jake get mad for you catching him stealing your stuff.
You in the wrong.
Yeah. Like, it's ways to get through this without doing that evil shit. Robbing, stealing, killing, and dealing and shit. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death, but through the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, our Lord.
Yeah, the wages of sin is death. It'll weigh you down, get you in trouble. You know? You see Jake hanging on the block, and every car that passes, he's looking at him like, "Who is that?" Like, I wouldn't want to live that life, man. If I have to look over my shoulder every time, I can't even have a conversation. You know, somebody drove by with a tinted window and skid off. That means, hey, that dude might be back. He's showing you that, hey, you know, I'm gonna get you one day.
Got the Scorpio on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you one day. You just stand out there like you
target.
Yeah, you a holy Christian or something. Like you ain't done nothing wrong, man. You beat this dude up, man. Took his shit, robbed him for his chain, fucked this woman and shit. You know, stole his rims or whatever. I know about Jake, man. You got something?
Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sin against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Yeah, because it's not executed speedily with the Most High. Because you do a so-called white man's neighborhood like that, you getting put under jail as soon as they find your ass. You on the run. You ain't on the run with the scriptures. You are in the spirit, but ain't nobody physically coming to get you in a van or in a police unit car or something. So Jake could just be like, "Hey, shit, nobody catching me." That's just like robbing a bank, and you get like 80,000. Then you be like, you got to split it with your homies. Damn, we need more. Set it off, shit, and then you go and rob a bank again. Next thing you know, it's like this is the last bank. That's the day you're gonna die. This is the last time, man. We're gonna rob the big. That's what happened and set it off, man. They said that was their last bank. That was the biggest money. This time we're gonna be set and we ain't gonna have to rob no more. We can't do it like that. They all died except Jada Pinkett and shit. Stoney. She escaped to Mexico, but she couldn't live in the U.S. no more. She lost all her homies, her homegirl that she grew up with and shit. She couldn't get the man that she wanted. So it's still a sad story, man. She had all that money to herself, but she couldn't, you know. She was sad at the fucking same time. Go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, because they ain't getting a speedy sentence. Oh, I'm going to do this. oh man, I got away with that motherfucker. You see that? They might brag about it like it's a movie and shit. I skied off and hit the alley and shit. Saw that nigga running for me. I was laughing at that nigga. I got away. Well, you gonna pay for that shit.
This is scripture right after the mission. Though a sinner do evil 100 times.
So you do evil 100 times. Is that the next verse?
Yeah.
Yep. You could do 100 times. You can get away with a bank for 10 times. Shit. You know? You could be in Paris somewhere, and then the cops gonna roll up on your ass, or somebody's gonna shoot your ass because you done dealt so much evil and shit. Like they'll follow your ass. We gotta hunt them down on some mafia shit. Like we'll catch up with you. Go ahead.
And his days be prolonged.
And his days be prolonged, because it even says in the scriptures we can prolong their life. Look how Esau's getting away with all this shit. He ain't got his due yet. So he'd be like, damn, shit, this is cool. I could just fuck niggas up and shit. They what did it say? They slay them and hold themselves not guilty, man. But guess what? They're gonna pay for this shit in slavery. Some of them paying for it now. A lot of Edomites are getting judged this day. You know, a lot of them are getting attacked by animals and shit. Getting divided between a lot of Edomite. It's adultery in a lot of Edomite homes now. Because adultery is everywhere. It ain't only with Jake. This wickedness ain't only with Jake. The wicked is the Edomites. The ultimate wicked is the Edomites. Go ahead.
Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh with spirit before him.
Yeah. So we keeping asses covered, man. You know? Because this is the father of spirits we dealing with, and his son.
And we coming on to Jacob trouble. That's a that's a profound, like, prophetic event. Yeah. Mentioned multiple times throughout the scripture. Jacob trouble. Yep.
Jacob's trouble, because that's where a lot of the stuff is gonna happen. Beasts out there that teareth with the teeth. You know, murderers, militias out there, kidnappers, child, you know,
the lack of bread, man.
The lack of bread, famines. You know, hey, it was famines in Venezuela, man. It was eating
arms.
Arms and in Haiti too, I think. Is that Haiti? They eat people, man.
The thing about you Americans, you love to eat.
Yeah, you already eating flesh of humans. Hey, they putting flesh in the meat, man. Yeah. Well, get you used to that taste. That's the devil. Get you used to that human flesh. Women calling their little children, hey, you look like a potato pie. Little, you know, little your butter rolls. I like them butter rolls. Hey.
It ain't gonna take long, because that's why we do follow the Sabbath. We supposed to fast.
Yeah.
To get your body not to adapt to this flesh all the time. Like you gotta be able to, like, we don't know how the Heavenly Father gonna feed us in the day, but he said his servant shall eat. But you sit here in America diet eating 3-4 full course meals every day, you're not probably gonna be able to go a half a day without start already tripping in the head.
Yep. Exactly. They're gonna trip out because they used to they think they're starving. You know, especially on fat women and shit.
Man, 1,000-pound life.
Yeah, 1,000-pound life and shit. What they gonna do in the Jacob's trouble, man? How are they gonna even get up to do anything? They're just gonna consume away and shit.
Find a way.
Yeah, that's the only time they're gonna really be able to lose weight, man. You know, Jacob's trouble. Yeah. Oh, shit. And then, but look, just to mention it, why would the Sabbath be on every Friday and Saturday? And you know, you know, it's no integrity in that, because you know when it's coming. There's integrity in, like, you know, we know the Sabbath is every month, but we don't know what day it's gonna fall on. Your favorite chicken spot might be like every Wednesday or something, but the Sabbath falls on a Wednesday. You be like, that's your routine, to go to the chicken spot after work And this is your hardest day. You're like, damn, man, I want some of that chicken. But you keep your integrity and you're like, it's a Sabbath. You know? That's more of a fight than a set time and shit. Just like if you knew Yahweh Shai was coming back on a certain day, but he's coming back, but you don't know what day. You don't even want to play around. And some Israelites think they slick talking about, because the apostles say, hey, we got some more prophecy. Well, shit, I ain't gonna get right into the, I ain't gonna worry about that until the MOTV comes. Till I actually see, the microchips on the streets. You playing with the Most High. Yeah, you tempted him. Yeah, we don't know the Most High's ultimate judgment, but you can't fool the Most High, man. You've been playing with him all this time. Now you're gonna be like, oh, I'm serious now, Most High now. Oh, they are really tripping people.
He said he shall mock with your fear coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Laugh at your calamity.
Laugh at your calamity. He in the heavens shall laugh and shit. I know some of them animals in that time of Jacob's trouble, they're gonna probably be like, walk right past the righteous and eat your ass up.
Just like Daniel the lions did.
Yeah, those are true stories, man. You gotta believe that. And that has happened. Some of these animals, they'll pass a crowd of people just to get that one person that's been fucking with them and shit. Throwing stuff at him and shit. There's that one elephant that smashed this dude. He'll pick him up by the tusk, body slam, and made sure he smashed his ass. He might have been doing all kind of shit to that elephant, man. It says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. I did a recent video. They sent a damn dog up into space. They knew he was gonna die. They probably seen him splatter and his body splatter and everything. That's a spirit in the dog. Hey, don't even do that to your animals and shit. Set them up as some lab experiment or guinea pig to get put to death and shit, man. But see, that's the ways of men. That's how much evil that the man has caused. When a man lie down, if a man lie down with a beast, the beast got to be put to death too, man. Like beast, like damn, I was just doing what I was told to do and shit. You know how them females are when they get lonely and shit. Them white and Edomite girls and shit. Man, crazy. They'll sleep with them dogs and the shit, man. Now people be doing some weird shit like that too. Some eating cats and whatever, man. It's like this world is
wicked.
Yeah,
it's wicked. Like
wicked, man.
This can't even go too long on too because you think about what they doing to the kids.
Yeah,
that's the generation to come. He promotes.
Yeah,
it's videos they showing the young kids to masturbate.
Yeah,
like we gotta know we almost at the end of this because how we gonna have a healthy generation to come when they teach they already getting towards the kids before they even get
exactly.
have the chance to even think for themselves.
Yeah. Because Lisa said in Esau Jacob, let the boys grow up at least. Yeah. You'll see what we come of it. Shit. They don't even let these kids grow up. I think it was one recent article I saw, just today. They said, is it wrong for a child to be considered a transgender and shit? Confusion, man. You think these children are going to be thinking about doing that shit without being taught that shit? Paul said, we're going to get that in a minute, but Paul said, hey, I didn't know that said they're not covered unless the law said don't covet. Like, Most High knew what was going to go on. He said, don't eat of that tree. That sparked curiosity. You tell a child, don't go inside that closet. When you leave, that's the first thing that child going to do because that's curiosity. And the parents know that. Like, they be at work like, I know he's in that closet right now. But they told you to not do it. But they had to say that because you going to you gonna stumble across it anyway and shit. You know what I'm saying? Might as well tell you don't touch it. You tell your son before you go out in the world, you know it's gonna be a lot of girls on you, son. You're a handsome man. Take out off of your father. You know, it's gonna be on you. You know, you just tell him that because you know it's gonna happen. He's gonna be in college and all that. He gonna, and plus if you have a nice ride, then he'd be like, pops, I ain't worried about all that. But you take it in consideration because they're gonna be on you. And that's what happens. Go ahead.
Well, I had a scripture. This is Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see that any trust in the Lord was confounded.
Yeah, those that trust in the Lord is not going to be confounded with this generation. Now, I was shy in this day called his generation a generation of vipers and adulterous generation. Don't take heed. Take heed to what? To the Most High, His voice, the prophets. But we're not going to be confounded with this generation because we follow the law. How so? We follow the laws. What did the law say? Do? Hey, don't go out there with their friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. And then you say, well, how is that, Lord? Where does it say that in the law? Well, it said don't commit adultery, don't idol worship. That's of the world. That's how you know that goes back to the law. Go ahead. Disobedient to your parents, that goes back to the law because it said honor your father and your mother. And you will prolong your life. This is a commandment. Go ahead.
Or did it?
That's one of the 10 commandments, right?
Yeah. Father thy mother.
Honor your father and the mother, man. And we do it, to the extent to where, hey, they can have devils on them. They can be 2/3. You have some real niggerish fathers, niggerish mothers, that we keep a distance. Sometimes you gotta just cut them off completely. But we still say, hey, I know you my father, you my mother, I respect you, but this is what I have to do. This is what I believe in. So y'all not down with it, I understand. Let me go my way. Go ahead.
Or did any abide his spirit and was forsaken?
Yeah, abide in his spirit and was forsaken. No. If they have forsaken the law, our people. But we getting under the wings of the Most High because it's about to be a damn storm up in this. You know how you have an umbrella, you're raining, you have an umbrella, or when it's a tornado, you go in the basement. Well, Yahweh Shai is our basement. Yahweh Shai is our basement, our umbrella. Go ahead.
Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him?
They're called upon him. No. So we call upon the names. Going back to Romans 2:14. I get it. Romans 2:14. It says, well, I'll go to 12. Romans 2:12. It says, for as many as have sinned without the law shall also perish without the law. And as many have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. So there's no way out. You're gonna perish without the law, and are you in the law and going to be judged by the law? So you can perish both ways. It says, for not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law are just. I thought the law didn't matter. The doers of the law are justified. To the best of your ability, man. But when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by the nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are law to themselves. Yeah. Like if you have Israelite in a Gentile state of mind and they don't eat swine, and they might have heard about the Sabbath from their father or their father's father, and they kept that. They're doing, but they don't keep all the law. They just keep what they know of the law. Well, they doing the law. They are law unto themselves. So that's accounted good that they do those things. But you really want to rehearse all the righteous acts and to the best of your ability. If you if you come into the law and the truth, and you can learn so much more about the law. You're like, a woman's supposed to cover her head when prophesying, praying, all that. Then you gonna follow that commandment. It says, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, in their minds, their conscience also bearing witness that their thoughts, the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another. In the day when Yahweh shall judge the secrets of men by Yahweh Shai according to the gospel. Yeah. So if you can't get circumcised, but you don't and be a niggard, Most High know your thoughts. He know your secrets. Because you'll have a man or woman, keeping the Sabbath or not eating swine, but they commit adultery. So they're breaking all the laws. No, if you find a man or woman that's keeping the Sabbath and don't know the rest of the law, but they father say, hey, just keep that Sabbath. He didn't tell them nothing else. They're going to have some structure in the house. They're going to grow up a different kind of way, because that's going to, if they committed to that act of really keeping the Sabbath, they're going to have a whole mind state about the world, because they're following an order of righteousness. So they might be like, no, I don't even go outside that much. I don't even, not only do I eat swine, I fast. Not eat swine, but I fast. Not only that, but I remember my father telling me that if I keep the Sabbath, that I'll get a great gift, or I'll get a great reward for that. So, it keeps that person disciplined with other things too, even though they don't know the fullness of the law. Because there's a fullness of the law. It says, them that are of age, they know the meat of the law. That's why they call Yahweh Shai master. Or you're a master of the law. It's levels to this. Yahweh Shai turned their back on them sometime and said, hey, y'all masters of the law, even though don't it tell you in your law that you are gods? You should know this stuff. It talks about desiring the sincere milk of the word, so you come in as a babe. So a lot of our people grew up in a Gentile state of mind. Some of them had the law, but they wasn't keeping the law to the best ability. They excuse those things as, all right, I do keep the Sabbath. What about this and that? Well, I'm not too good on that. Don't you know you could have been put to death by the laws of Moses? Well, I don't know. There's no priesthood no more. Well, that's why Yahweh Shai came, to get it back in order. What was Yahweh Shai teaching? The law. He said even to them, don't it say in your law that ye are gods? He said, didn't I tell you that ye are gods? He spoke from that same law. He says, behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh. By Shem Yahweh Shai, yeah, you call. This is the people that boast, like, yeah, I'm keeping the law. I'm perfect, man. I'm a Levite. This is what we do. We're the masters of the law. That kind of thing. It says, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, yeah. And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness. And then what? Yep. That's what the disciples were, but the disciples knew that they couldn't be perfect. That's the difference. These boasters of the law saying, no, we are perfect. You know? And they point people out. If you ain't circumcised, you ain't gonna be saved. You ain't gonna go to heaven, dude. You know? You might mention it a few times to a brother at a certain time, but then if he hadn't done it yet, you know, you be like, hey, bro, you know, most high willing, it can happen where you're able to do that. So you don't kick him out the camp. Now, certain things he can't be a part of during the Passover and all that. But that's how heavy them Jews were, man. That's why the Yahweh Shai said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light, because they was burdening these people, man. How you gonna come back to the law and it's getting pushed down your throat and shit? Or every nick and cranny. Hey, where you going? Hey, stand up straight. Hey, you know, why are you walking that way? You should be walking. You're like, damn, I can't even bump my head to learn how to keep the law. It says, instructed out of the law, thou art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has a form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore, which thou teachest another, teachest not thyself. That's the question. You know, you got to have some of them deep into the lust with women, and they saying, hey, you don't supposed to be lusting out these women out there, but he have a whole congregation of women around him and sleeping with another man's wife. Like that in them churches, you know, they find out, look what happened to Eddie Long and say he's dead and gone. Eddie Long is dead and gone. And look what he was doing, man. T.D. Jakes at Diddy parties, man. You know? Come on, how you gonna now Most High is exposing this dude to be he's one of the worst dudes in the industry. But there's worse men than him. There's men of his caliber. All them people that were partying with Diddy is the same caliber as him. As far as the partying and all that. So what is T.D. Jakes doing at a Diddy party? Yeah, huh? He got a nerve to say he's from the Igbo tribe or something. Most High don't give a damn about that, man. If you ain't following his laws and being obedient, he'll strike your ass, man. It says, does not thou teach thyself? Thou that preachest, if a man shall not steal, does thou steal? Even with the great thing, I gotta say that there's a law about that. But of course, it's not. A lot of things are not expedient. They're lawful. So we ain't doing that bullshit, man. It's bullshit here in America. There's some people that want R. Kelly back out of jail so he can continue making hits and stuff, regardless of what happened with him and Aaliyah. Because really, they know the whole story about all that stuff. No supervision there. It says, thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, do thou commit adultery. If thou abhorrest idols, do thou commit sacrilege. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonor thy power. So if the Most High, if he got done away with the law, how can you break the law? It just said, if you break the law, you dishonor Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh Shai. For the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profiteth if thou keep the law. It does profit if you keep the law.
Funny you say that, because y'all, we live in America, we gotta follow laws. You don't think the Heavenly Father got laws?
Exactly. And they strict with their laws. Well, can't be out late. If you're loitering, crossing the street wrong, running a yellow red light, going 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, you can go too slow. Right, riding, turning in a U-turning when you ain't supposed to, when the sign says no U-turn. But Jake is cool with living in this world. Oh, he's cool with that, but when it comes to the Most High, he don't want to follow no law. It says, but if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. See? So if Most High don't have you to follow the law, how can you break the law? Because the law is still in effect, man. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for his circumcision? See? The righteousness of the law. You know? His uncircumcision is going to be counted as circumcision because he's keeping the righteousness of the law. Meaning that he want to get circumcised. You know? Hey, circumcision, even in this land, they make it hard to get circumcised. You might have to pay 15 to 1800, cough up that much money to get circumcised. Or they put swine in everything. You might see you might read the ingredients and it says nothing about swine. Then you look it up later on, like, oh, that's what yellow ain't is. It's swine.
Yeah, that was showing some of Doritos got swine in it.
Yeah. Yep. Or they might serve you a salad or something, and you say, "Is this? It ain't no pork in it, right?" And then, but they give you they say another name for it. You be like, "I thought it wasn't." Well, that yeah. I thought we thought you were talking about like, you know. Let's say you get some Spanish at a taco place. You don't know what carnitas is. You're like, yeah, let me get a taco. Yeah, carnita might flip your mind. You're like, yeah, let me. And then, you know, you be like, I didn't know this was swine. You know? They say, oh, yeah. So they call it different stuff. And you're like, damn, I done went off, man. So even if you try to keep the law perfectly, you ain't gonna be able to. You know? It says, and saw not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge ye, who by the letter and circumcision do transgress the law. Yeah. Let me read that. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, it is if it fulfill the law, judge ye, who by the letter and circumcision do trans. Yeah. So you might have somebody say, well, shit, you know, I'm uncircumcised, but you the one that keeps saying it. You the one that said you perfect in the law. Well, I have to work on the Sabbath. and you say, you keep the law perfect, but you work at the same job as I do. You work with me that day. So are you a keeper of the law or not? Then you gotta explain to them, how the scripture is written. You gotta keep the law to your best ability. You know? And through trial and error, just like an affliction, we perfect ourselves. Most High said we keep the Sabbath, honor the Sabbath, but he said this is not our rest. At the same time, he said it's greatly polluted. It's not your rest. So we can't rest if we did. But and as a whole, in a whole kind of way. Hey, if you were a group of people and one group against another, and somebody swing, all the group is gonna start fighting, and then you're gonna be like, hey, hold on, what happened? Well, your man struck my man, so that's why we all came at you. Like if one in your group is doing something, there's gotta be some kind of rebuke or counsel for that, because it's gonna cause the whole body, like the little leaven left the whole lump. So if the uncircumcision, if it was really going by the perfection of the law, the uncircumcised say, well, one of your men was working with me that day and it was a Sabbath. What about that? Y'all all going off. It says, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outwardly in the flesh. See, because they gloried after the flesh. When we get circumcised, if we get circumcised, we're not glorying in our flesh. We're just keeping the law. Everybody like, you're gonna get, now you can be saved. Now the Most High is dealing with, Most High could deal with you. Most High was dealing with Abraham and he was yet uncircumcised. He was yet circumcised. So the Most High could deal with you being uncircumcised. They would have came against Abraham when they said Abraham was our father, but Abraham wasn't circumcised and the Most High was dealing with him. They could have said, how is the Most High dealing with you, Abraham? We're not even circumcised. Shalom to the brother on the cover board, GMS, find my column. Shalom, brother. Yeah. Says, well, here is the Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is of the heart. Now, that's the scripture in the Old Testament. It says, they of the circumcision of the heart and of the flesh. Abraham got his whole house was circumcised after that. He circumcised Ishmael. He's a heathen. He ain't even the chosen seed. He circumcised him when he got circumcised. The heathen, when we get to the kingdom, they're gonna be keeping the law. They're gonna get circumcised too. We ain't gonna be like this because they heathen. No, they gotta keep the law too. They're gonna keep the Sabbath and everything. So we gotta keep. If you let them do whatever, they're gonna be like, shit. Well, how are y'all better than us? And y'all supposed to be our gods, but y'all complaining that we going off. That y'all letting us do what we want to do, whatever we want to do. That's why a lot of children, especially Edomite children, they be mad at their parents because their parents don't whip them and shit. Their parents don't discipline them. That's a form of love. You might not know it then when you're a child, but you grow up and be like, oh, they was just doing that because they love you. Want to correct? Yeah. But these Edomites grow up hating their parents because, man, you just spoiled me to death. I'm perfect. You treated me like we perfect family, but when I go out in the world, it's all fucked up. Explain to me that. No defense. Yeah. I don't know how to live in this world, because I believe, you made me believe that we was perfect. And then they be like going out there and fucking smoking cigarettes and I fucking did this and shit. I'm a loser and shit. They commit suicide. You gotta tell your children, hey, son, you're gonna go out sometime. You're gonna fuck up. You gotta tell the basketball team, hey, guys, we want to win every tournament, every basketball game, but hey, you know, all the greats, they didn't lost before sometimes. You gotta tell them that. So when they lose, they won't just be down on themselves like, damn, what fuck up? No. Some of the greats, they didn't win until their 10th game in the pros or whatever. And then so they keep striving and keep trying to be better basketball players. And then when they finally win the championship, they're going to give credit to their coach because they said, you told us, coach, we will win. Even though we lost all them damn times, you told us to stick in there. That's what the Most High said. Do the law to the best of your ability, stick in there, still strive to do righteous. You know? Still want to get circumcised, even if you can't. Even if you're not judged, you know, we're not going to, you know, if you're uncircumcised, Cherry is not going to pass you over if you're the elect. They want to do these things. Want to get closer to the Most High, man. Says, but here's the Jew, which is one inwardly and circumcision, that of the heart, of the mind, and the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of God. You see what they were doing? They were praising men because of circumcision. They were praising men because of certain orders and stuff like that. To a point to where they look down at the other people and shit. Like, what about all Israel? Hey, I'm not worried about them. We the Israelites, we the Jews, we the oracles, the keepers of the God's law. Can we come to the Passover too? Nah, we ain't come to the Passover. Now if you're doing that shit, nah. They look at you, you probably look at them funny. They be like, you know what, you ain't going to Passover. With that damn attitude. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of our parents whooped us back then. And a lot of parents today, they don't say they say that that's not a proper way to raise a child no more. That was in our day. It was. It still is. But you got to do it with wisdom. You got to do it with real teaching teaching methods, man. You can't whip your child and just fuck you nigga, get in that room and just shut the door on his ass. You know, back then in the old school, our parents used to whip us. Every lash was like a word and shit. Like, don't you ever do that shit again if you do it. Like, damn, I understood everything she said. Now, motherfuckers, women grab their child by the arm and throw them down and, you know, tell them to go to the room and fuck you, son. And, you know, that ain't a way to raise a child, man. Those people that got stoned in the days of Moses, they deserve to get stoned. They even explain it. They said this child, we didn't discipline him, took him to the elders and all that. He still won't listen to us. He's wicked. These niggas in the industry that's talking that sell drugs and fuck this nigga and I'll kill your mother and shit. They didn't have no discipline growing up. They didn't have no law in their house. They didn't have no, a lot of them not have fathers. But a lot of them fathers, they were Sims too. They was like, hey, ask your mother. No, I'm asking you, Pop. Yeah, I had an uncle, he's like, my auntie would call him and he was like, hey, wait till I get home. I was like, damn, no. I'll be dreading for my life, man. I don't care how much, who he talked to. Yeah, okay. And laughing on the phone as soon as he hang up. Tell him to come in the room. He don't care what mood he's in. He could be in a good mood. He's gonna still whoop that ass. So you can't play and style with the Most High. He's gonna still whoop that ass, man. They were really dying by the laws of Moses, man. It says, this is 1 Samuel 16 and 7 says, yep. Brother Michael Allah, Revelation 2 and 26, and he that overcometh and keep my works to the end. What is his works? The work we're doing now, the ministry. No? 1 Samuel what? 1 Samuel 16 and 7. Yeah, 16 and 7. Go ahead. Well, let me finish this. Keep the works unto the end. To him will I give power over the nations. See, that's what we're learning. Discipline. We're learning instructions. How you gonna instruct these nations if you don't got instructions yourself? If you don't got discipline yourself, you tell these nations, hey, don't commit adultery, but you commit adultery with their wives. That's unlawful. Esau was doing that bullshit. The women, our women that he was raping and laying down with had already laid down with a man. They were already married through constitutional sex. When you lay down with a woman, that's marriage, man. Constitutional marriage. That's why you're able to have a child. What you gonna tell the next man? Oh yeah, he was just a boyfriend, but y'all got a child together. What the fuck is that? That's why when a woman have a child with a man, she at least stay with him a couple of years. It's even shorter now, but that's usually like who she's gonna be with for a while. So she got a whole baby body. But they don't even stay with a man that long these days. As soon as the baby born, the baby's like 6 months, and the father is like, what happened to the father?
You got people that be pregnant and not with the baby father no more, still on the date scene talking to other men.
Yeah. Like, damn. You got that was a mourning period that a woman goes through when her husband dies, to get that kind of separation between her new husband, because it's lawful now that the husband is dead, but she mourns him. She got a mourning period. So they don't even mourn their husband now. They get right busy at the damn funeral and shit. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. You know, as the vessels of a potter shall he break into shivers, even as I have received of my father. Yeah. We're going to be the example of ripping your ass apart if you break the law. The closest thing that you can relate to now, Jake don't even got a backbone. The other religions, these Muslims, hey, they'll cut a woman's head off. Or some of these Edomite shit. As soon as the woman turn her head and shit, oh, look over there. Bow, hit you with a shotgun. Because she committed adultery. Or right in the middle of the street with a butcher knife, stabbing the woman in the back 10 times and shit. And all the people can run is like, she must have slept with another man. That's all I can draw from that. And it's usually the case. Domestic violence, that's where a lot of that stems from, adultery. People were like, oh, let's stop domestic violence. Let's stop adultery. We'll get rid of domestic violence for the most part, between a man and a woman. So even in the scripture, shall a man hate his own wife, his own flesh? No. But, now in this wicked ass world, some jakes do, they don't give a damn about themselves, like Tupac said. I don't give a damn about my damn self. You gotta stay away from niggas like that. Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not unto his countenance or on the height of his statue.
Yeah, it's talking about David. Go ahead.
Because I have refused him, for the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man look on the outwardly appearance, but the Lord looked on the heart.
Well, it was between David and Saul, but Most High chose David. And David was tender. He wasn't an Edomite. He wasn't a so-called white man. He was tender. He was not a man of war. He was not, you know. Sometimes they say rough around the edges. Like they didn't think he was disciplined. You know how children like rumbunctious, they just play and they hey. Like even when you fight your brother when you're young, you don't really have no martial arts discipline. Y'all just wrestling and pushing each other. But when you grow older, and if you get into martial arts, which is a disciplinary art, then you be like, all right, you know, you got a certain stance to you, it's a certain approach to it. So that's what Goliath was saying to David. Like, you see, hey, he's an unlearned man of war. I've been warring since my youth. How is he gonna beat me? No, but the Most High look on the inward part. He'll construct you. He'll give you wisdom. He'll give you knowledge, wisdom, understanding. He'll make you a better man. He'll make you a better fighter. You know, some brothers are more into that field than others. They teach brothers some things. But it's beautiful when you see it, man. Because you got a man that's not all over the place. You got an actual person that know what they're doing. It says, chapter 3, Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then had the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, man. The Judah is the head of all the tribes. That's why these rats want to be Jews over there. They ain't calling themselves anybody else but Jews. Jew is struck for Judah. You know, they got Levi and all that, but they are known as the Jews. So-called, because they're not really the Jews. And what do people do? I look at them like they're the chosen people. They're not hated. Like the true Jews are going to be hated, like it said in the scripture. These rats are not hated. All that arrest shit that they did when they was in the tunnel, that ain't what the Bible's talking about, like they were hated and shit. That ain't shit. They rich. People love them. They want to go to their bar mitzvahs, their synagogues. Hey, Trump be going into their synagogues, man. All the presidents go to their synagogues. They don't go to Jake's houses and shit. You don't never see the president coming to Jake's table, wanting to eat with him in the ghetto and shit. Well, that's where it says the ghetto is, the dwelling place of the Jews. They show you that rubble and Berlin wall that got tore down. That ain't shit, man. Show me some ongoing trials and tribulations in the ghetto and the projects and the slums and shit, man. They don't have no records of that shit, man. They ain't go through that, man. So Most High gonna destroy their ass. And they're the ones behind all this murder and shit. All this targeting us. They behind that. Watching, sending spies, agents, provocateurs and all that. Setting up some of these camps. They paying them off. Sent vocab and shit. Because she's a nobody. There's much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God, oracles of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to them, to the Jews. But I thought it didn't matter. I thought anybody could be anybody and anybody could come to the Most High. Where's Christ fit in? Where does Jesus fit in all this stuff? It's talking about the Jews, which is from the tribe of Judah. I don't think they ever say Jesus was from the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? He all through the scriptures, he's of Judah. Revelation, the Lion of Judah. Who to David? Yeah. I think it's Who to David, offspring of Who to Jesse, offspring of David, or something. But you know, same thing. It mentioned his lineage And in genealogy in Matthew, when the book first opens up, these are the generations from Babylon and to the 14 generations from Babylon and to the Yahweh Shai, man. So what are these people talking about? We're the tribes of the earth. What did it say in the Exodus? Say the tribes of the earth born. We're the tribes that they named their children Levi and Benjamin. No, but they're not gathered together from every part of the country. Those tribes. Where's the stick? You don't have to believe in this. But where's the stick? It is a stick, it says. And right up on them, Judah, his companions, Ephraim and his companions, where's that at? With these so-called Jews, man. Fucking, that's the devil, man. That's the devil. What did he say? He deceived the whole world. It says, what if some did not believe? What if they didn't believe we the Jews? What if they didn't believe in the chariot that we're going to be caught up? Even if they don't believe in the Son of God, they walked on water and did all those miracles. What if some did not believe? Because they believe in Esau shit, AI shit. Now, with AI, people don't know what to believe. They like, is that real or not? Dumbasses. Y'all waited too long. Y'all believed in America so much. Now, you be like, is that really real? Sometimes they make it look so real, you gotta like turn your head a second time, like, damn, what the fuck? And we know that will come. It said in the scriptures, he's gonna be deceitful. He's gonna use his devices. He got Project Bluebeam. He got certain manifestations on the earth that wow people that make people marvel and shit. You know, Moab got an artificial sun. People marvel at that. If you know how to control energy and know the mathematics of certain elements and stuff, and you've been practicing and you know what they say, they practice upon their bed, not the Moabites, but at least. And if you practice, what do they say? Practice makes perfect. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get something out of that. If you don't know how to sing at all and you keep practicing singing, you're gonna be able to know how to sing, man. And you're gonna have, if you take it serious, you're gonna have one of the greatest voices in the world. Some people are just born with a voice. Some people take out off their mother, like, you know, born in the womb and their mother's singing while they're in the womb. Sometimes it's in their veins and their blood, so to speak. But if you don't know how to sing, you can learn how to sing, man. Just be dedicated. But the Most High he'll sometimes Most High say, nah, that ain't your field. You can want to play basketball, but you just ain't good. This ain't your thing. You gotta try for something else. You bow-legged, a pigeon-toed and shit. You just can't run no touchdowns. You gotta come up with something else. Because they are those dynamics. But if you're an Israelite, you gonna know how to do some things, man. You things are gonna resonate in your spirit that's in this Bible. That's why we know. That's why a lot of times we say, Jacob, you know what it is, man. This ain't no weird religion and shit. It says Solomon had gold chains on. That's how Jacob like to live. The Most High decked us out with embroidery and nose rings, jewels and all that, diadem on your forehead. That's how women like to dress. Especially on prom night or some big event like a wedding. Fuck out of here, like we just some weird ass knockoff shit. It says, so their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect. The Most High forbid. where it's going to be is written in the scripture. It's going to be. The elect is going to be established. Nations are going to go under. Esau is going to the hell pit. The chariots are going to save the elect. They was fascinated by Star Trek and Star Wars. That was the biggest movie in the world. People were dreaming of that. Man, live in a spaceship and with swords and rule and shit.
On the different galaxies.
On the different galaxies, man. Everybody saw Superman was on the big screen. You know, the drive-through movies, the first Superman, I think it came out in the 1960s and shit. They had that dream to put in front of them. Man, that's great. Meanwhile, Jake is struggling in the ghetto looking at his father, and while he's drunk, pimping and shit. And the most that Jake can get out of life is on a Superman level is to pimp some hoes and sell a little drugs till they take his ass to jail. While Superman, the so-called white man Superman in these movies flying all across the world, having the power to take down enemies and to reverse the earth and all that shit. One of the first shows that aired on TV back then was the Apollo Entertainment and the poverty of good times and shit. That's what we got. We didn't get no superheroes until we was all fucked up. Now they show Hancock and shit, a few of them. You know? Yeah. Luke Cage and all that. Green Lantern. What's that other one? Supercell. That's after the damage is done. They wouldn't dare show that stuff to Jake back in the 60s and shit.
Yeah, Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam. And he's a Jake. The Rock is a Jake. He's mixed with Filipino or whatever, but he's a Jake. They had that other one, Green Patches, that came out in the 50s or the 60s. All black cast. Nobody knew about the movie. I just learned about the movie in the year 2000. Like, damn, it's a whole black cast of the kingdom of Moses, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everybody was a Negro in that movie. They twisted, they went off, but everybody was they displayed Yahweh Shai representation of what he looked like as a so-called black man with woolly hair. So they was mocking, they was playing games with it. Knowing that we the Israelites, but they was like, these niggas ain't gonna get it. Let's put it right in front of these Negroes' faces and see if they figure it out. See, they did. There's that dollar, I bet you. That's how dumb niggas ain't got. Man. Like, nah, man, we couldn't be the real Jews, man. You don't make no sense. The curses, man. Makes perfect sense. It says, God forbid, yea, let God be true. Yeah, the Most High is true, but every man a liar, because they're going to lie about this. They're going to say we're not the Jews. No? They're going to say those not the curses. Devil ass niggas. A lot of these dudes that come against GMS, even with the Israelite thing, One West, they've been schooled by Esau, educated by Esau. A lot of them even grow up in no pain or suffering. You know? A lot of them they're not even Christian. They just say they're Christian. What they say it, but they don't do it. If you're going to be a Christian, be a real Christian. I read the Jehovah's Witness, what they believe in, and it's very similar to what we believe in. But they still a part of this Christian movement and all. How is that? As far as what I know, these Christians, when we used to go to church and all that, these Christians weren't doing nothing but moonwalking on money and collecting tithes and shit. Celebrating Easter and Halloween and Christmas. Wasn't no edification. Wasn't no belief that Yahweh Shai was going to make a second return and put all these nations down. That Satan was ruling the world. As it says, the wicked, the hand of the earth is put into the hand of the wicked. Cover the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is? Like, the wicked is a he. Like, nobody can ever define the wicked. A lot of these Edomites who talk to and say, who done done all this on the earth? Who caused all this? You don't know? You know, who's putting the drugs in the neighborhood? Well, you know, there was a drug war and the Mexicans ain't talking about that. Who's dropping it down on the earth from the planes? However it come in. See, they catch these drug dealers that grow up in poverty. A lot of times, like a Mexican cartel and all that. Drug dealers in Venezuela and El Salvador, and they put the whole ball on them, like they're the ones that created the drugs. No, our people just use the drugs for a hustle, but we didn't fucking make the shit. Until you get a Negro teaching another Negro how to make it, because he learned from the so-called white man. They got when they do a drug bust, they got a whole operation of like kilos and kilos. I'm like, how the fuck you get to a point where you got a whole warehouse of kilos and not get caught in shit? Yeah, niggas carry a damn dope sack, you know, a $20 rock and shit. He get caught and shit and get 5 years in jail, 5 to 7 of them. How y'all have not find a whole warehouse and shit full of that shit, man? That's the devil, man. And where do drugs come from? Well, these plants. Where do the plants come from? They come from the ground. They using what the Most High made wicked. Pharmakia, witches. Cocaine leaves, they supposed to heal. They mix it with something to corrupt the shit. Cocaine comes from cocoa leaves. That's what it's short for cocoa. Cocaine. Cocoa leaves are good. Cocoa butter, they get it from cocoa leaves. But if you change the dynamic, you put some other ingredients in there that's don't go with it. It's don't create a drug. They shoot the baby soda. Yep. And other elements. Gasoline, they take it through a so to speak a chamber to create that. You know, but those are the main ingredients. So that's the devil at work, man. And what our people, a lot of our people got caught up on that shit. Not because they're evil, because the devil was in the neighborhood. And he was knocking so long, he said, let me see what the devil wants. Open up the door. Next thing you know. Oh. In layman terms, Eve just said, let me just go see what the devil wants. Adam, I'll be right back, and let the devil in. Yeah, Most High is strict about the laws even today. Because not following them to the best of your ability can really hurt you. It says, let God be true, but every man a liar. And it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sins, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Let's try to close out. First Corinthians 9:11. That says, So where if our people was going by the law and they read thou shalt not they said try the spirit by the spirit, trust not any spirit. They would have said, hey, what is that? It's just some some weed. Nah, let me inspect that. Not let me I don't want to go with y'all to the club. Not that crowd. No.
In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11, if we have sold unto you spiritual things, it is a great thing if we shall reach. Oh, okay. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
No. 1 Corinthians 9. That's a good one too. Because how we gonna be not ignorant of Satan's devices is learning what the Most High taught us. Like you tell your kids, don't do that, don't touch that. You know, so they won't be ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, Satan been woven his shit into this world to make it look right, to make it look like a part of good stuff, the good tree and all that, the good Samaritan. What did it say that was Samaritan? What did it say good Samaritan in the Bible? They make that shit up. Now you can't be a good Samaritan because you'll get robbed. You go help somebody, you're gonna get robbed. You get into you see a man arguing with his wife, and you try to say, hey, don't do that, he's gonna kill you. They said don't be involved with the matters of this world, man. I remember I walked by a house, I was in California and heard a woman, he was an Israelite, he was a so-called Mexican, he was beating this woman. You know, inside it seemed like they were, but she might have got some licks too. She might have doing damage too. And everybody say, well, he's hitting on her. Shit. A lot of these women can get down with they men too. Because you don't really, a man, when they fight, they don't really use full strength with a woman do that. In a lot of these cases. But I kept walking, man. That ain't my business. So I would have went in there and broke down the door like the cops doing shit. Hey, you don't be, and he'll shoot my ass. And I didn't even know that. She could have pulled a knife on him. Made her Georgia with it. I don't know the case of that. Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11. Being enriched in everything to all bountifulness, which caused to us thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was probably wrote down wrong.
Yeah, and I read these all these scriptures. It's a great thing we shall read the part of it.
Yeah. And then Romans 1, we'll just go to Romans 7 and 1. That's a good book to read, like all of them. But it talks about deliverance from the law. We won't go into that, probably next time, whatever. But there's certain things concerning the law that you have to know about, this title says the struggle against sin. Let me read this right quick. Romans 7 and 7, it says, Romans 1 and 7 and 4. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Yahweh Shai, that you should be married to another, even to whom is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. But when we were in flesh, the motions of sin, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. Are we still in flesh? We're in this physical flesh, but we're not. We don't magnify the flesh. We're not, uh, you know, keeping the law, exercising law by the flesh, fleshly mind. Things we got to do. You know, so much as to be like, you know, uh, uh, judging the matters the way to bring death on our brethren. You know, it says, but now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held. We were held. It's like now when you come in, now you understanding the law and the things that you exercise, starting to exercise naturally in righteousness, you're going to be held so you can be exercised with those things. Held because you're just a child. You need to be raised in the law to become, the righteousness of the law. You know, you can't just go out there and do whatever you want. You can't just, make up your own rules in your head. It says that we should serve in newness of spirit. You're still serving newness of spirit, not going to church, falling asleep on the pew and all that, or just going on Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that shit. That's how church make you feel. Or they ain't gonna sing my favorite songs today. Shit, I ain't going. Oh, what's the name ain't gonna be there? I ain't gonna be there. Oh, or the preacher talk too long, which they do. You be in church like how they say black churches. They be in there for 8 hours. Like damn, they take a break and then come back to church. But hey, apostles used to be out there on the highways, byways that long, but they were edifying. Jay, talking about some real stuff, really guiding the children of Israel. It says, we serve, and not in the oldness of the letter. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid, most high forbid, is not sin. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. I'm a better man because I knew that it was sin. The law taught me that this was sin. The law taught me, well, he's going to say that. I had not known lust except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. I didn't even know this was lust. Most high. Damn, you got Jake be like, damn, she's fine and all that. Let me sleep with her. And then he's like, you learn about adultery, that's another man. Well, I don't give a damn about that. Oh, wait. Oh, so you saying that's in the Bible? Okay. Then you be like, oh, now. So you won't have to worry about that, man. You get with a woman that's not married. So y'all can have a good marriage. Not all this mixed up shit where man's ready to kill you, the woman's arguing back and forth, y'all get into a fight, an argument and shit. One's dead, one going to jail, the woman's she's locked up or whatever. It's confusion. It says, but sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was dead. Most High had to teach us that. He told you that. He had to. When you're a child, you got to talk that's wrong. Like I said, a child can touch a plug 100 times and won't get shot. But if he put water in that plug, or he stick his hand, a finger in it, whatever, or a knife in it, he gonna get shot or whatever. So that's where death came in. Just because you don't see it, that don't mean that it's not there. It says, well, I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. Yeah. So, because It's like your belt, your father's belt is hanging in his closet. He used it for his pants. It only becomes a instrument, you know, of to hurt is when you do wrong. Otherwise, it's just a damn belt that your father used for his own pants and shit. And that's how the law is. It'll do good for you if you keep it, but when you do wrong against it, it becomes a belt. It becomes stone edge. So the law ain't evil. And that's how the Most High is with his children. Hey, as long as you do right, I don't have to. I won't use Esau as a weapon. There ain't no reason to do anything to you. You know? Esau is the belt of the Most High. He's a sword of the Most High. What sword is used to take down our enemies. But the Most High, if we're on the wrong side, it's going to be in our enemy's hands. So and what the enemy do? They kill us. They murder us. So that is slavery, man. It says, and the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. Yeah, because of the sin. It says, for sin take occasion by the commandment deceived me, and by it slew me. Sin, not the law. But it does say in the Bible that the law made nothing perfect, of course, but it wasn't wrong. But because of Israel's sinful ways, it became death, an overwhelming death, like from Adam to Moses. Like, damn, we got to really do something about this. We ain't supposed to be dying at all. Our people right now ain't supposed to be dying at all. The ghettos are supposed to be, we're supposed to live in paradise amongst each other. But they become a ghetto. But Jake is killing them. Jake is killing Jake. If he was following the law, that wouldn't be happening. It says, thou shalt not kill your brother. It says in the law, if you even mad at your brother, you're in danger of hellfire. Wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy. See? So what are they talking about? We don't have to keep the commandments. It's holy. Keep the law is holy. It says, and just and good. That's why when you go to court, you got a judge and you got a jury. And what are they telling you? That, hey, you broke the laws. So we're gonna have to sentence you and see what your sentence is. We're gonna have to weigh it out. Why'd you do it? You know? Was it premeditated? Did you really hate this person? You know, they got what they call it, crime of passion. There's a domestic violence case where a man or a woman, vice versa, stabbed their partner like 100 times. You know, they get less time than somebody that stabbed them one a couple of times. You know why? Because they saying they were so in love with each other, and they really did love each other, that something happened to where they were so mad that they stabbed that person 100 times.
They give blame on insanity.
Yeah. Yep. But that goes back to love too, in a way. Somebody can be insanely in love with somebody. You know, Most High is in love with Israel, and he will break Israel off if he have to, and leave Israel in the hand of their enemies. Let enemies take over the land of Jerusalem. You know what happened in slavery? Shit, worse. says, wherefore the law was holy and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? God forbid. Was it made death unto us? No. But sin, that it might appear sin, worketh death in me, but that which is good. Because sin is really not sin unless you do sin because of the commandments. What I mean by that, you can have a righteous man and he can live righteous all his life until he walks through that, go away. Like you can have a businessman, better example, he loves his wife. And he's like, man, you know, I feel God never cheat on my wife until he went down that harlot street. It's all them pretty hoes. If he would have never went down that street, he'll be married to his wife now, man. Now it's divorce, and now, you know, and that was lust because he was like, man, they just too fine, man. Or it's just because, you know, it's something different than my wife. They do this that my wife don't do. That's why a lot of men have harlots because they, you know, wife is more of a disciplinary to kids and nursing, and the harlots is like, shit, I'm just ready to do it. I ain't got to nurse nobody. I don't got to take no care of no children, even though they have children sometimes. But their job is to do that and please you and get going, man. But the man could have said, hey, I ain't going. I know what's down that street. I'm gonna take another route to work. I know me. I love women. I'm gonna be lusted, so I ain't even gonna put myself in that position. Shit. Let me go down this other way. Or even drugs. Let me not even fuck with them drugs. Hey, I'll get hooked. Might get hooked. I don't know. I ain't gonna fuck. I ain't gonna take that chance. Well, it says that sin by the commandment might become exceedingly sinful. See? Now now it's exceeding simple because now it's lust. You can't control it. You want it. You know? And it sets dopamine in your mind. If you don't know that word, look it up, dopamine. It becomes habitual. Like people, like, you know, when they get liquor in their system, let's say you got somebody that's shy, always been weird, but everybody likes them. But hey, man, shit, when you get drunk, man, you're the life of the party. And they like that. They never been called the life of the party. They just love it. And now they drink all the time. And they have a good time till they run into a damn truck or something. And by the commandment, the sin slew him. Because he didn't take heed. It says, drink not excessive wine. It even says that about honey. If you eat too much, you vomit it up. So if you're not disciplined in this world, you can easily just get into some shit that you can't get out of. It says, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I'm a carnal sold under sin. I mean, I'm in this fleshly body. And that if I, you know, I can get tempted. But the law is spiritual, man. You know? But what I do, I allow not. Yeah. Like in this mind, I don't want to do that, but I do it. You know? I didn't want to sleep with the woman, but I did it. It says, well, what I would, that do I not, but what I hate, that I do. You can hate that shit. Damn, why the fuck I hate it? Man. Why the fuck I do this shit, man? You know? It says, if then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law as good. Then you say, man, I got to get back to the law. Law is good for me. You got to go back to the scriptures like, man, okay, let me get back on track. It's good But what them church people talking about? I know they go. I know they do that shit all the time, man. What you gonna say? They ain't tempted? There's strippers all off in the adultery all in them churches, man. It says the law is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. See, because it's a reoccurring thing in your mind of habitual thoughts, dopamine, the seed that grows in you, keep creating images over and over again of that habit or that sin. Oh. Some men are not even attracted to women unless they're married. I don't know. I just gotta fight, man, because like these niggas in the industry, they just love talking about other men's wives and shit. Man. Like they can't get other women. They rich and shit. They can get a woman of their own and shit. Man. They can get virgins if they wanted to, man. The fuck are they talking about? That's that sin. It says, "For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing." Yeah, it's all through your body, man. Do this, go there. Call it. It's a Sabbath, man. It don't matter. Most High give you. You ain't died yet. But it's working on you. It's gonna catch up with you. Can't even play around like that. It says, "Well, I know that is in me there's no good thing, dwelleth in me my flesh, but your will is present with me." Yeah, I'm willing to do it. Not to perform that which is good, I find not. Oh. Well, the good that I would not, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that what I would not, it is no more that I to do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law that when I would do evil, do good. When I would do good, evil is present with me. But I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man. But this is what you got to fight. Because before you develop that inward man, that lawful inward man, you got to fight the demons inside you and that inward man. Because that's where the sin dwelleth in, the inner man. He said, Paul said, I got a sin that dwelleth in me. So you got to fight that shit, to become the better man, to become the righteous man. And that's what we're doing today. It says, we'll start to close out. I find in the law, when I would do good, he was present with me, for I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing it to me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, our Lord, because of the mercy, because he's willing to fight for us, forgive us, help us work on this, help us overcome, by encouragement, brothers, prayer, fasting. He said he cast one demon, I think it was Legion. You can't cast that out by fasting and prayer. So some demons are heavier than others, and if you got a heavy demon, you got to go into fasting and prayer. Other demons are simple, like some people can just be a common person and they can stop smoking cigarettes. Like, this is my last one. They say, how'd you quit? Well, I just quit cold turkey. Other people got to go through a 12-step program or some kind of heavy counseling. And the gum or patches. Yeah, patches, the gum, and sometimes that don't work. Even they be smoking at the damn rehabilitation center. You're like, damn, you setting a damn barrier for yourself, a harder fight, because the place that you supposed to rehabilitate yourself, you done made it a damn war zone by setting up those same things that you're trying to fight. I mean, you don't go to a trying to get yourself in shape in a gym, and then, hell, you see McDonald's right across the street, and you go there because you'll start going there before you go to the gym. Next thing you know, you be like, man, I ain't going to the gym today. Damn, man, I ain't going. Next thing you know, you fat as a. You said 1,000 pounds. How you get fucking 1,000 pounds? Because you kept putting it off, and you let that build up in you and say, yeah, you ate them donuts, you ate that cake, you ate that, you know, and
Boxes of pizza.
yeah, boxes of pizza. You know, you got a kind of thing every week. Like, yeah, I usually eat pizza every week. You know, I'm gonna try to not to do that. But damn, it's a Friday night, the game's on. You know, I got a beer in the fridge that I bought from earlier. It'll go good with pizza. Fuck it, I'm gonna order a pizza. And you keep, and it's something that always come up that keeps doing that. Let's say you are fasting. Everybody at your job just happen to have free food and shit that day. And shit. Like, damn, man, I'll start my fast tomorrow then. Then you find out, like, you know what? I just gotta figure some shit out, man. I can't overcome this shit, but by the spirit of Yahweh Shai, staying in this Bible, fasting and praying, going back to commandments, asking and praying Most High to help you out. Hey, if a brother can help you out, ask him. He might have more experience in that fighting that particular demon or that whatever habit or whatever. It says, Lord, warring against the law of my mind, bringing to captivity of law. Yeah, I thank the Most High, O wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, but with the flesh, the law of sin. Not saying that you doing whatever the hell you want, but saying that you're not letting your sins weigh you down. You're gonna be like, man, that ain't even me right there. I'm gonna get better. Some people like they smoke, you know, they addicted to cigarettes, but they smoke less and less. I'm just smoke two cigarettes every week or a day. They used to smoke a pack a day. Now they down to 2. Sometimes you need a wing. It takes winging off, but you got to take care of that shit sincerely, because if you don't, you ain't gonna overcome that shit.
It's like that old man come back.
Yeah, that old man come back knocking at the door. It says, "Kill that old man die daily." Let you hang out with some homies and shit you used to really heavy be in the streets with. You know, even if you tell them that you're in the truth, I don't do that no more. This is solid. This is me. They might wait 2 years and be like, "Hey man, shit. Hey man, I'm just, want your advice and shit, oh, my bad. I'm smoking and everything. My bad. Put out a cigarette. Y'all kicking and all that. You like start drinking a little. Next thing you know, you might get sucked back in. Not saying you will, but hey, why even play that game? But you got to handle that matter in a way, the best of your ability of using wisdom. Because they're gonna come just like with your family and shit. They just like, why don't you come to the barbecue? Or, oh, you ain't gonna come to the, what's the names in town? You ain't seen him in like 10 years. He was your best favorite uncle and shit, or whatever. Oh, so that's why we pray, say Most High willing, maneuver through this stuff, man. Them demons will call you. They don't have to be all out demons like, hey, just I'm over here, selling weed and drugs. Come over here. They ain't that kind of demon. It's like they had that emotional attachment that when y'all was used to be together and shit, even your girl and shit, she might come back around and say, you know what, I'm thinking about this Israelite thing. But it might be a temptation. It might be a demon coming back around. Then y'all, live together some, and then next thing you know, she was like, oh, I can't do that. I thought you was done with this stuff. I mean, down with the truth. But I didn't know y'all was, it was this way. Like, now it's a whole thing and shit. Y'all got to separate. She's calling the people that you kicked her out or something, or that you acted harsh against her. That's why the apostles say stay away from the women, man. To a point, so where you don't get attached to them and don't, hey, as I said, get you a Korean woman or something. Maybe, I don't know. It just depends. Hey, don't tempt yourself. Don't fall into temptation. Don't allow yourself to be tempted in the way you over. Because most I said no temptation take over a man that he's not able to get out of it, or that's common to man. These are common things with the common temptations that every man experiences. You got some that don't even believe in the truth, that get out of drugs and get out of gangs and all that. So it should be easier for you because this is the power of the Most High working with you. And if it's not, I'm not saying it's easy like that, but I'm saying, you can't let it overcome you, man. There got to be a point where you say, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm trying to get saved. I'm trying to get on the chariots. I'm trying to become a better man. I don't want to get hooked on something or get into something I can't get out of. And it happens sometimes. But what do we have to do? We still got to go through those trials, man. You get a woman pregnant, and she's, child custody. Most High forgive you for that. You come back, but you still got to go through that shit. Some brothers go through it more than other brothers, or it's a heavier situation than other brothers. But to the best of your ability, don't get caught in those situations. I'm talking to me first, man. Because it's going to get harder, man. It's going to get harder. It's going to be more lust out there, more temptation. It's going to be more philosophies out there, more soothsayers, more trickery out there. So, hey, with that, man, hopefully it was edifying, man. But yeah, Most High is still strict. He still has his commandments. You still will get destroyed or judged. The missiles are still coming, and Most High willing, we'll just say, hey, we do the best of our ability and hope that we exempt from the judgment coming and not get mixed up in the world, friendship of the world, and all these lustful things that can get us in trouble. Anyway, all that. And all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Rakatah Yahweh, Rakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to apostles, elders, great millstone, one salutation to brothers, teaching word, and the bishops too, and one salutation to the brothers, teaching word, and living to the best of their ability according to the law. For all the contrary spirits out there, woman, man, woman, child, blessing, shalom.